Take me through what the show is like now.
Well, first of all, the Blue Angels come and do a flyby inside the showroom, which is really amazing how we managed to get those 7 Air Force jets in that little tiny showroom.
Yeah. This is Las Vegas, so you can do anything.
Anything.
Yeah.
Well, like Davey said, I mean, we have a commitment, a contract with the audience to do the hits.
Are you comfortable there with that pillow?
Yeah, fine.
Micky? Okay.
We have a contract, I think, with the audience to do the hits, and I believe personally to do them as legitimately and as close to the original recordings as you possibly can, because that's what they're expecting. They are expecting at least that. Once you satisfy that with the audience, then you can just about do anything you want. And what we tend to do is go back into our histories as entertainers individually, before the Monkees, and do music that either inspired us or that, I go back and I do an old blues tune my mom used to sing. David does stuff from Oliver, or we'll go back and do a song that his mom remembers playing on the record player. But we preface it by telling a little bit of a story about it, so there's a reason, there's an intent to do this song, rather than just, why are the Monkees covering, like Peter, for instance, does Lucille? Well, everybody in the world does Lucille by Little Richard. But Peter tells the story of Little Richard being on our television special, and how Little Richard
with
was
Jerry
such...
Lee Lewis
with Jerry Lee Lewis and Fats Domino.
And
how important Little Richard was to Peter's career. So once you do that, once you tell that short little story, then the audience is there with you, and then they go, oh, now I understand why you're doing this cover tune, because you have a legitimate reason to do it. I do a bit of Purple Haze because Jimi Hendrix used to open for us. And did Purple Haze, before we came out and did Clarksville. So you tell that story, and that's kind of what the show's evolved into, is a little musical kind of trip through time about us as individuals and also as a group.
You can't do that all the time, of course, and you've got to go from song to song, do the music. But we have so many hit tunes. From Last Train to Clarksville to I'm a Believer to Daydream Believer to Valerie to sort of like...
And all these hits can be yours right now. Tear off the top of your mother, send her in with $295 to the Ed Bernstein Show.
And you had a lot of great guests on your show, but you guys have also been on a lot of other shows, weren't you? God, somebody saw from somebody this morning. Brady Bunch. You played the heart and the love interest of Marsha.
I married Marsha Brady, moved to Ohio, and had 6 kids. And after reading that book, I missed out there. I was stuck with these guys. That was a cast that was really involved. But we traveled all around the world. We made 56 episodes of the Monkees. We made one movie called Head in 1969. The show,
written by Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, and we traveled all over the world. We were in Australia, Canada, England. We were Japan. Huge. The Monkees was huge, and even now it's ridiculous, really. I mean, all those years later, you still penned to that particular performance that you did. We were the other night. Joe Pesci came to the show, and all I can think about is hey, a youth. You're a youth. And I mentioned that to him, and it's sort of like us doing the monkey walk when people say, hey, do you remember that about that? There's certain things that people pen, Jack Nicholson, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Right. And from there on in, it's always going to be that guy, Right. It's hard to get away from it. You've got to be consistent within your dialogue and also within your performance as an actor. You need to change. You need to get these different characters, this different stuff. But once you become famous, it's difficult to do that.
It's like this big train you get rolling. It's like you've created this inertia by the virtue of your own success, and you've tried very hard to get this train rolling, and then one day it leaves without you. And you're running along behind it going, wait for me! And the train says, forget it, I'm out of here. And you have a couple of options. You can either try stop the train, which is almost impossible to do. You can jump off and say goodbye, which is what I chose to do, and went, in the mid-'70s, I went, bye, monkey train, nice seeing you, have a lot of fun. Or you can try to veer it off the track, this way, you're veered, and it's very, very difficult to do, and that's classic, mythology in our business about people that come so famous for one thing and then find it so difficult to alter the course of their career. It's a very, very difficult thing to do.
And also, it was Micky, Davy, Mike, and Peter. They called us by our real names. So it was, George Clooney, was not called George in, ER. Right.
It made it a little more difficult.
It's very difficult, because they always go back to that. So I think I've sort of sidestepped, in the sense, a career that might have been if I'd have just, been in something not so successful, and I would have been up for this role or done that or gone that. Not that I'm unhappy about what I did. My greatest love, obviously, was my Broadway experience and the Monkees. But another love that I have is horses.
And
I enjoy racehorses.
And you
I ride all the
train.
time, and so does Micky. It's something that comes to you, and once you've got, it's like the mafia. Once you're in, you're in. You can't let it go. I love horses. I get up in the morning at 5 o'clock. I'm an early morning person. I ride every day of my life. And obviously in Vegas I don't really, do that. But, when I'm off and I'm not working, I ride the horses. I'll be 2 or 3 horses a morning. I'm talking thoroughbreds, galloping down the track, Pat Day alongside, So that's something that I have to fall back on.
Just won a race a couple of years ago?
Yeah, I was in England. I went back, took my jockey's license out, and I won the race. Yeah, I did. A mile on the track.
Do you actually have a license?
Pardon?
Do you have to carry
yes,
it?
you have a jockey's license, and you have a book.
Does it have a picture of you on it?
It has a picture, and it also lists your
they pull you over?
Injuries.
Hey, pull that horse up there, son. Let me see that license there. Oh, now.
Just as you're coming past.
Hands up against the mane. Okay.